All right, you could either take action now and make something happen, or just stay home and not take action, watch other people do it. I'm imploring you to take action and do something about it, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. Hi, this is Luis the Broker, also known as the Cold Calling King, because I'm here, out here, everywhere, looking at properties and making phone calls as I go around doing my business. I'm a real estate broker here in the entire Chicagoland area, and today what we'll do in this video is what I call driving the market, where I'm going to actually get into the vehicle, drive around the neighborhood, look at some homes, at least from the outside, so I can see, if there's an opportunity here to help not only folks in the neighborhood to, improve their neighborhoods with an investor coming in and fixing a property, but also, helping out the clients that I serve so I can find opportunities for them to make, a purchase, or maybe find properties for them to flip. Whatever the case, I'm going to be out here taking action, because again, it's all about taking action. So in this video, I'll be driving around the neighborhood, driving the market, looking for opportunities. And when I find one, I'm going to, give them a call or find a way to get in contact with them. This is an effective method that I've seen work out for me, where I drive around the area, I see people, I make contact with people, I conversate with people, I get information, or they call me back, and then we can make some deals happen. It's happened before many times, and many investors do the same thing. They drive for dollars, I call it driving the market, and they just look for opportunities. There's something about getting out into the physical world, away from being, sort of a recluse, away from society in a dark room somewhere with a computer. It's better to just get out here into the world where the sun is shining and you're out there, practicing your social skills, as we all should be, and looking for opportunities. It's one thing as well, just before we get into the video, to go out there and look at properties, because you can see live what's happening in the market now. Even now, you can even see the snow fell, and the snow is an indicator of what the condition is of the property. If it's untouched snow for many days, then maybe something's going on in that property that we want to see if we can help. On Google Maps, Street View, which is what I'll be using, see right there, we're making money over here driving for dollars. But anyway, the thing that happens with these properties is that, on Google Street View, I've seen that the busiest cities get updated maybe once a year in Street View, and less populated cities get updated once every 3 to 5 years, and more rural areas up to 8 years it gets updated. So this is why we get out into the world and look at properties. And anyone that says to you don't do it at all, and I know I had a comment there that said that as well, don't listen to them. Get out there. You will never go wrong by going out and talking to people about the real estate market. Okay, so in fact, I am seeing somebody walk around here. I wanted to talk to him, but he already went away. It's cold out here, it's 20 degrees, and so what we'll do here is we're gonna walk around, drive around really, and see if we could find any opportunities around here. So what I'll do here, I already have this pulled up. This is my Redfin app that I found here. I've had it for a while, and I'm looking for areas that have the most amount of transactions, right? So I'm looking at these little numbers all around here, and the one that has the most activity, at least around where I'm at, is 81, right? And this would be around the area, and these properties sold for around $260,000 to $300,000. So I can definitely drive around this area and just look for opportunities. I know exactly where it's at. So let's go ahead and drive this area and see what we find. We don't ever know. We could easily have a conversation with somebody and go make things happen. Okay, so let me go ahead and take that route, and I will see you in just a few minutes. In these cold winter months, you want to make sure that you're getting out there nice and early. Over here in the Chicagoland area, the sun sets in January around 4:30 to 5 o'clock, and so you want to take advantage of the sun when it's out. And on top of that too, like I said, man, that snow when it hits, I mean, I'm almost praying for snow to come, because I really want the snow to fall, because it does indicate what properties are active and which ones are not, for the sake of real estate. Unfortunately, though, we had a little bit of a dusting to an inch the last 24 hours, so I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to see. I've been to other places, like in the northern parts of Chicago. They have a little bit more snow, so it's more persistent there, and I'm just hoping that right here in the western suburbs of Chicago, I can see some activity. So I will find out shortly whether or not we have something going on here with the snow, with the untouched snow. And while I'm driving around, I want to make sure that I'm not just here with my listening to the engine roaring, even though that's nice and pleasant, I guess. But, I want to put on an audio book that is going to help me with the present circumstances. And I'm not sure if you're aware, as I'm over here looking for properties, but on January 27th of 2025, the FCC, is putting out there's a new law that it will affect us as cold callers. It will. And that basically means that, those software companies, those that gather leads from online sources, from those that opt in for a certain type of feedback or whatever the case is, they want some information on property. Those companies like Realtor or Zillow sell it to other folks, realtors like myself even, and then the realtors that get those numbers end up calling them, and the consumer ends up getting multiple phone calls from different agents and other businesses as well that they just get unsolicited calls. And so the purpose of it is basically to do away with robocalls, do away with AI, just impersonal, spammy calls that I've never been a part of. As far as sending out robots and things like that, everything I do is deliberate. I'm always on the other side of the phone. But anyway, that law is taken into effect, and a lot of realtors and salespeople are nervous right now. In fact, a lot of folks are confused. They're thinking, is cold calling dead? Can I no longer cold call? Is that the case? And so that's an area where we have to be careful. And I would say, man, look, when laws change, when things change, it's time to adjust. It's time to change, and to basically, change your strategies, change your approach, so that way you are able to take advantage of the opportunity. Is cold calling dead? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are going to continue to cold call, but it looks like it's going to be more personal, hand dialing, as opposed to using an automated, auto dialer such as Mojo or RedX or other platforms that automatically dial calls for you. That's gonna go away. It's a thing of the past. So if that's the case, if most of the automatic mass bulk calls are gonna be finished, then what are we gonna do? We can hand dial, of course, and that's no problem, dialing numbers, and that's already what I'm adjusting to. But at the same time, it also showed me technology is a great tool, but sometimes regulation can take that away from you. And when it does change, when it does shift, are you able to adjust when things don't go the way that you want them to go? Are you able to adjust when things don't go as planned? And so what I would say about my business is, yes, we are adjusting. And the way I adjust is by just honing in my social skills. And I'm listening to this book. It's basically called, Icebreakers, or What to Say in Order to Have People Beg You for an appointment, right? It's an appointment setting book. Why would I want to read anything else? Why would I want to read a book about the current political atmosphere? As you know, the Trump election and everything else. Why would I want to read something about that right now? Why would I want to read a book about fantasy and there's lots of things to read, but right now in my business, because of the changing climate, it's best to just focus on the things that can affect your business and help you out more. Now, you could choose not to do that, but I myself am going to choose the best thing for my business, and that is, to improve in my appointment setting skills. You might look at me and watch me make calls, and you might think, hey, you're doing a great job of calling and getting appointments. Great job. But that's not enough for me. I want to be better at this. I want to be better at this. Let me tell you something. Kobe Bryant, he practiced so hard. He would go to the gym 3-4 times a day, waking up at 4 in the morning. Watch his YouTube videos. Watch what he says about the work ethic. And so he is a person that has that, or had that work ethic. God, rest his soul. But another athlete again is Michael Jordan, or even those. I'm telling you, those stellar athletes, they put in the work. They work hard, so that they can be the best that they can be. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do here, is listen to this audiobook, and whenever something of interest pops up and I need to elaborate on it, I will do so here in this particular video.
And the right people, but we ruin them with the wrong words. Here's a story I tell new distributors to help them remember it's not finding the right prospect, but saying the right words. Getting a date. Imagine that I'm single and I go to a party to meet some ladies in the hopes of getting a date.
All right.
I say to the ladies I meet, so, how old are you? How much do you weigh?
All right, so right here he's given an example of how using the right words will get you to, good places, and not saying the right words can actually affect you in a negative way. And so he's basically saying here in his example, and I'll play it out so that you can hear the whole thing, but he's basically saying that those people that don't say the right words will not be successful, and because they're not successful at it, they're going to assume that, hey, this whole environment sucks, this whole environment's not good, it's not producing what I wanted, and therefore it's not me that's bad, they say, it's the environment, the leads are bad, the environment is bad, I wasn't given a right chance to do the task, right? So, and for the example he says, let me just play it for you, watch this.
How your hair? Are those real teeth? How much makeup do you need every morning?
Oh man.
Oh, so you're not pregnant?
Oh man.
Let me ask you.
That's brutal. If this guy goes to the party and says those things, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to find out, hey, what's the problem here? The problem is that this person isn't asking the right questions. He's offending people because of the words he says, the trained words, the things that he says are turning people off. So am I, when I speak with individuals over the phone or in person, turning people off by what I say? I mean, even now I battle with the sales lingo. Even when I catch myself sounding like a salesperson over the phone, man, I gotta stop myself, because that's not going to help me build rapport. So even right now, I have, in my previous video, I found a for sale by owner. I don't know if I told you this, and as the sun is here, hey, this is raw, this is real. I'm out here driving, so never mind the lighting, it's fine. I'm not gonna have one of those ring lights. Hey, it's natural sunlight. But anyway, I got in contact with that for sale by owner, and I've been in contact with him. I got to communicate and talk about cool things, build rapport over the phone. He seems like a really great person, and I was actually able to show the property even yesterday to one of my pre-approved buyers. And so, I'm seeing what I can do to help him as much as possible, and even listing the property if that's what is necessary to help him out. But it's saying the right words, and if I sounded too salesy, too real estate agency, he probably would have said, you know what, hey, just show the property, and that's that. We want to make sure to break the mold and be different. Have you never read that book by Seth Godin? I think it is, The Purple Cow. Even the purple cow concept is interesting. You gotta be different and look different, sound different. And yeah, right here he's talking about knowing the right words to say so that you don't turn people off. So watch this. Let me see.
None. Zero. I leave the party and say, there are no good prospects at this party. Some of those ladies didn't even like men. Please, someone help me find a new party where I can find some good prospects. Well, what's going to happen at the next party? The exact same result, because I say the exact same untrained words. But is it possible that someone else could go to that first party and get a date? Sure. That person simply would say different words. Still unsure that words make the difference? There are always at least two ways of describing everything. The set of words you choose will greatly affect your results. Here's an example of a young man.
All right, so as I'm listening to this, I am already scanning the market, just seeing what's available here, looking to see the snow. The snow is so little, you just need a broom to get rid of it. You don't even need a shovel. But I'm trying to make the best of it to see indicators of whether or not a property, could use a realtor here. So I'm desperate. I want to come out and see homes. Not that I'm desperate for a deal, no, but it's that feeling of, I don't know, if when you were a kid, and you were eating at McDonald's with your parents, and then the play place was right there, and you're like, man, hurry up, eat fast, because I want to go play. That's the same deal here. I want to get out here and look at some properties and see what we can do. Okay, so I'm out here. Let's see what we can find. Let's go.
More about politics, kids, her holiday, the relatives, and more about the weather. If I don't break the ice about my business soon, dessert will be over and it'll be time to go home. This moment is my career.
Look at that. He said, this moment is my career. This moment is my career. And that's exactly what we're talking about here, is that there comes a time where you have to speak up. There's a time when you have to make that phone call, or get out there and drive and talk to people out here in the properties. This is your career as a salesperson. If you don't, then you're going to work for someone else and make the other person rich, right? And no shame on that. Obviously, we've all come and we've known folks, our parents even, who are, you know, working, and family members who work in employment jobs. Of course, that's nothing wrong against that. But if you want to survive and thrive in sales, then yes, it is important for you to speak up and to talk. So let's see what he says here. We're scanning the market again, just looking for opportunities here. All right, so I'm looking at here. This property has a dumpster outside, and I wonder if they're looking to, you know, remodel this property. So let me go ahead and take a look here at this information. So it looks like I'm looking at this home. It could be nothing, you know, really. But which one am I looking at here? This one here. It's this property here. Now it could be nothing, like I said, but at least, you know, these kind of things indicate to me that they're possibly looking to, you know, make a move or something, or remodel the place, or maybe fix it up and sell it later. So I'm curious about it, right? As far as any tire tracks go, I don't see any, and so that could be, again, that this property is being remodeled. So who knows? I mean, I see only what the public sees, right? That's all we can do. According to the public record, this property has well, it doesn't have a lot of information, actually. I think it has 1,560 square feet, and it's in a trust. Okay, so there's no individual owner. So what I'm going to do is just do what I always do, just leave a post-it note on this property. There's no number to call, there's no number to text, there's no information like this here in the public record as far as this property goes. It just shows that this property has an estimated value of $300,000, but that's just according to one property here. The properties in this area, if you can look at the comps, they sell for an average price in this area of about $211,000. So there's a fluctuation here. You have to have a professional take a look at this property in the inside, evaluate its current condition, and see how it's like. But since there is no information, let me go ahead and write a note. All right, just wrapping up this note here. Basically, again, just saying that, hey, I was driving by and I noticed the dumpster outside. Just curious to see if in the future you would consider selling. That's all. And if you want to talk about it, just give me a call here. So let me go ahead and drop this note off here, and then we'll see for the next property. Woo. All right, I did see some things there, so maybe it's not vacant. But hey, if they're looking to make a move in the future, that's a good indicator, you know, that maybe they're looking to remodel the house and there's a dumpster out there. So we're going to keep looking for properties. Let's keep it going. Hey, we're burning daylight. That sun is moving too fast.
I'm dead. My sister's salesman alarm is ringing in her head, and she knows that I don't normally talk like that. Maybe some space alien has taken over my body.
So what he's saying here is that when you speak with somebody, don't overuse or even use all this sales lingo about comps, about ARV, about selling, about XYZ. Like, no. Use language that is natural, that is just, it flows right through you, and say it nonchalant. Say it in a way where it's not even like it's a huge deal to you. Just say it in passing and then move things along as I look at this property here. All right, look, this one here, untouched, but it says no soliciting. So we are going to respect that. But yeah, this is a good example of a property that untouched snow. We're gonna leave that alone. All right, but anyway, so yeah, it's about speaking about natural things in a natural way, and without feeling like the whole world is on your shoulders. Like, hey, do you wanna buy a house? Want to sell a house? Hey, you know what? Hey, I help people buy and sell properties. What about you? What do you do? And another good one that they have here is about, you know, just mentioning to them or asking people about what they do for a living, because the law of reciprocity will take effect. You know what the law of reciprocity is? You give me something, I give you something. You give me attention, I give you attention. You ask me a question about this, I ask you a question about this, right? It's reciprocity. So the great easy way to do this, to bring up the topic of you being a realtor, you selling houses, is asking them, hey, what do you do for a living first? And then they tell you, and of course you're going to be interested, because I believe that, you know, folks are interesting regardless. So I'm very interested to see what people are doing, and once they tell me, they're curious to find out what I do for a living. So that's what I tell them. Hey, well, I help people buy and sell properties. I help people with their real estate needs. That's what I do. And so that, in their mind, when they hear that, they're already asking, hey, well, you know, do I need a realtor? Do I need this? I mean, think about it. Let's say that you were already looking for someone to paint your house, but you didn't really speak up. I'm looking here at a property. Oh, there's a vehicle there, and so you needed someone to paint your house. You haven't started the search yet, but you're over there mingling with somebody, and then they tell you, hey, what do you do for a living? You say, well, I work at a casino. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. And then what do you do? Oh, I don't know. I just, paint some houses here and there. I'm doing some interior painting, etc. You're like, wait a minute, what? At first, I wasn't trying to find out, but you mentioned something that I need, and that is interior painting. So, let me know. Hey, can we talk? Can we have a conversation? As I'm looking here at untouched snow. But it looks like it got shoveled before, so I'm not 100% sure if this property is vacant or not, but I'm going to park it right here, and I'm going to do this. Actually, let me do something real quick here. All right. Sorry, the sun's in the way. I know. All right. Go quick. That did not help at all. Sorry about that. All right, actually did help. All right, so let me just look it up here. I have a property that I thought that blue dot actually was me. It's actually a pool. That's pretty interesting. All right, let me pull up this information here. At least the visual of this place. You never know here when you're out and about who you're gonna meet. All right, so yeah, there it is, right then and there. All right, so this property here. Let me just look up some information. Obviously, not giving away any confidential information, of course not. So yeah, it's this property here. It has an estimated value, according to PropStream, of $286,000. And so in this area, just using the comps that PropStream has, in this particular area, the average sale price is $271,000. And so even though we're still in the same neighborhood generally, there's some properties that go higher or lower. It just depends on the area. That's why it's very important for you to hone in on your comping skills. But anyway, so yeah, this property has let's see here, details. It's been occupied for a very long time. It is not an LLC. Yeah, there you go. Let me see if I could get in contact with this person and find out, what's going on. Hey, do you need some help shoveling the snow? I could get you in contact with somebody. Let me just find out, okay? So let me go ahead and take action. All right, got some contact info. Let me see.
Who is calling?
Hi there, this is Luis Torres. I'm a realtor here in Oswego. How are you? This broker of 38 years. 38 years doing this kind of work?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, wasn't I?
I've only been doing this for 4 years. I feel I got a good grasp of it, but how did you survive so many years doing this?
Well, I have a long tongue and ate pussy. What can I say?
Oh my gosh.
I dream without any problems. But I'm not prejudicial towards, I'm not pro-Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to do. Nobody does.
Right.
Housing's expensive to my email, and I'll keep it, in mind if I don't know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Quite frankly, I'm just trying to survive the icicles. Right.
They're pretty brutal right now. I mean, minus 30-degree weather is brutal, for sure.
It's rough. To fuelalternative.net.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll keep you in mind, and yeah, reach out once the icicles are gone and it's nicer outside, and let's have a conversation about the market, and tell me some more stories about your real estate days.
Well, I made a lot of money, and I lost.
Shotguns are coming out now, huh? All right.
Well, I got one.
For taking my call.
Stay safe. Stay warm.
Take care. Bye. Cool stuff. All right. Yeah, so that was an interesting conversation, to say the least. Hey, sometimes people need to be heard, and so, I will take that into account. And yeah, you just got to be ready for whatever comes our way. So anyway, let's keep going, and let's keep on, making some progress here with this. So I got my PropStream app open, just so it can navigate me through the streets as it's mounted onto the vehicle, so it could be hands-free. Let's keep it going. More things to go through, all right? We're in sales. We make conversations happen all the time. You got to make the moves, otherwise no one's gonna make the move for you. All right, I found this property here that looks to be vacant. I mean, I see here this road looks like there's no movement going on here. So let me see if I can get some more information. I want to say I saw this house before with a client, but we'll see what I can find here. Okay, so let me take a look. Yep. So looking at the street view here. All right, let's take a look. So I am looking at, let's see, across the street, this property right there. Okay, so yeah, according to the public record, I mean, even right now looking at the property, it looks to be in pretty decent shape. The siding looks good, in good condition. It's a one-car garage. The roof looks to be in good condition. So basically everything that's in the photo looks to be about right. All right, and then let's see here. Okay, so let me see if I can find this. All right, perfect. Let me see if I could drop some information here. All right, so this property is a 1980 build. The estimated value is $270,000 for this property. It has 3 beds and 1 bath, and it has 1164 square feet. So not the tiniest house in the world, you know. And it does say that it's off market. So, you know, I don't know if it's vacant on the inside or not. It's none of my business. But according to the comps, these properties go for about $270,000. So if this property, let me see if I can actually get in contact with the person that lives here. Yeah, let me see here. Hopefully, yeah, get in contact and have another interesting conversation with an individual here, okay? So it's not just driving for dollars. It's also, you know, reaching out to folks. So it looks like this person, it's an absentee owner. Absolutely, because their address is not even in this town. So that's a good thing as well. It might be a property that gets to get sold. However, since I don't have contact information for this individual, I will leave a note at their door, and hopefully I can get this property at least looked at, hopefully listed in the future. All right, so basically saying just driving by and was curious about this home. I mean, have you had thoughts about selling or maybe adding to your portfolio? And either way, call me to discuss. That's the little thing I wrote here. I'm gonna staple my business card to this letter or this little note and leave it at the door and see what happens in the future. Whew, it is chilly out there. All right, so just a few more things as we are gonna wrap this up. It's going to be time to do my calling session. So, yeah, just a few more, couple of things here, and I will, like I said, wrap things up. Man, once you get to, you know, working this out, you really don't want to stop. You want to keep on going and seeing what other opportunities show up. But yeah, even today, I was able to, you know, get the notes out to at least 3 properties. Spoke to a couple of folks. One was very animated. It might be that he might be looking to sell sometime this year. So we'll see what happens at that point. I got an email address. I got consent to, you know, reach back out to this individual. So we will definitely see whether or not there is something to this. But yeah, just still driving here. So many houses to see. So we're going to continue to move forward in that regard. Okay, let's keep going.
Products. Nothing else has worked. So I say, hey sis, I'm a distributor for the wonderful company from the wonderful city of Wonderful, Texas. Started by Mr. Wonderful himself.
Wonderful.
He's a wonderful family man. He has several wonderful families to prove it. Yeah. The company has wonderful fax machines, wonderful computers, wonderful printers, and everything is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Don't do that.
What's my sister thinking?
She's
brainwashed. Thinking, wonderful, my brother's joined a cult.
Yeah, exactly.
If I join, I'll sound just as stupid as he does right now.
So don't do that.
Now, there's nothing wrong with the wonderful company and its products. It's just that I'm introducing the company at the wrong time. I need to break the ice first. This is my career at this moment, and I've blown it. Time to get serious and learn how to do icebreakers professionally.
Let's learn.
The rules. I have some rules about presentations and icebreakers. Rule number 1. I only give a presentation to people that ask me for a presentation first. The reason I do this is that I'm a full-time coward. I hate rejection. I don't want to force myself or my business on anyone.
So let them come to you.
If I only give presentations to people who beg me for a presentation first,
I'll never have
I'm going to starve.
Right.
Relax. All we're going to do is learn the skill of how to get prospects to beg. For most distributors, if a prospect asks for a presentation, things get a lot easier. By the way, how would your life change if all week long people were asking you for a presentation? Life would be good, wouldn't it? So just this one little skill, icebreakers, could get your career moving forward fast.
Very good.
Because rule number 3, icebreakers should never high pressure or embarrass our sister or anybody else. If you high pressure or, meanwhile, please pass the peas. Now, if my sister were interested, what might she say?
So right now he's talking about what to say to not offend. What can you say to not put people off so that they don't ask you to come back to their house anymore? What can you say to make it brief and not even have the possibility of rejection? What can you say in these icebreakers? So that's what he's saying here. Basically, in one of these examples, he said, you know what? Hey, I just found out. In fact, I think I see a vacant property, so I have to stop right here. But basically, it's him saying, hey, I just found out how to get an extra paycheck. But anyway, pass the peas. Hey, I just found out that I can get this going. But anyway, so what's going on with your life as a real estate agent? Hey, I just sold a property for $300,000. Anyway, what's new with you? What? You sold the property for $300,000? Tell me more about that, right? Man, I just had this crazy experience about XYZ. So it's so easy to bring the conversations up, without the possibility of rejections. What he's saying right here in this particular one. All right. So with that said, I found a property here that, it looks vacant to me. So let me go ahead and take action to get closer and see what I can find about this particular property. All right. So it looks vacant to me, actually. So let me pull it up here as I'm backing up. What number is it? All right. Good stuff. Looking up the information. Okay, very good. So let's see if this can follow me. So this is not the one we're looking at here. Let's see. All right, we're way over here now. I believe, let me just pull up the street view. And that way you can see where I'm at least here at the time of this recording. And take a look around. Yeah, I think it's that one. So someone says, well, we got Google Street View, so that's all we need. You're wasting time driving for dollars. You could say that if you want, but at the same time, these properties change even within the 6 months or so. So things happen all the time. All right. Anyway, it says Google 2025, but it doesn't mean that's when the photo was taken. Excuse me. So excited over here. All right. So this property has an estimated value of $274,000. $274,000. And the comps here are going for an average sale price of about $280,000 or $282,947. This property here in particular has 3 beds and 2 baths with 1,400 square feet. And yeah, it was built in 1978. So just looking at the property itself, it looks clean, looks good. The driveway though looks like it hasn't been touched, right? In the last 24, 30 hours or so. I wish I could let it marinate a little bit more, but it's okay. All right. And so it looks like this is a owner-occupied property. Let's see if I could find some contact information for this property. All right. So that's what I'm doing right now. Let's see if we can do this. All right. Unfortunately, there are no eligible contacts for this particular property. So what I can do is, leave I will go ahead and leave a postcard, and then that's all we can do at this moment. Or not a postcard, a post-it note. Okay, just writing this note here. So basically, and I'm writing it in Spanish because of the name that I see here. I'm just assuming that this is what it's going to make the person feel most comfortable. I say, hi, this is Luis. I was just passing by and noticed that this beautiful house is sitting here. Just wanted to see if you want to know how much your house is worth or talk about options when it comes to selling this property. Give me a call, and I've put the phone number right here, okay, in this post-it note. So that's what I wrote here. Now it's time to go ahead and attach my business card to it. Put a name to the handwriting that is legible. It could be looking better, but not, it's okay. And I don't need it to be perfect. Use my own Sharpie so I can write these handwritten notes to know that I am an individual, not a robot doing this kind of work. So let me go ahead and leave this information out at the door, and then we will go from there. All right. I noticed that property had a lockbox on it. No idea whether or not it's on the market or not, but you know what? I'm going to leave a note there regardless because it's unknown to me. Obviously, if I knew it was listed, I wouldn't even make contact with this person. But since I don't know, I have left it there for them. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap up this video here. It was a pleasure, being able to record this with you. The time is ticking. I have things to do. Today I actually did an Instagram story. Follow me at Luis the Broker on Instagram. I put up stories. I preview properties as they come on the market here in my local area, so I can show folks what it looks like, the properties here. I don't give any specifics of the address or the property price or anything like that until they reach out to me. So this is a way for folks to reach out to me, and I can let them know what I do and how I can help them. But yeah, follow me on Instagram if you want to see stories like that. And now it's time, like I said, driving for dollars. It now concluded. Now the next phase is to make some cold calls and talk to folks over the phone, touch base with them, see how I can help them out. and then go home, call it a day, go and hug my kids, hug my wife, and then just keep on going from there. So with that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a comment below. Positive, negative, doesn't matter. Hey, we embrace all of it, okay? So we can be better off tomorrow, okay? So let's go ahead and have ourselves a successful day.